This will be who's videoing my speech today. Eating. We all have to do it. And I'm pretty sure that all of you thought of a particular food in mind when I said that. Tonight I'm going to be talking about a particular food group that may not be the most popular, but it is probably the most important: fruits and vegetables, and more importantly, where they come from. And I'm pretty sure that most of you are like me. You went to the produce sections and produce aisles in various stores like Walmart and have been disappointed and possibly disgusted at what you saw. And there's an array of puny and rotting fruits and vegetables, very unappetizing. And it's as if these stores were given the lowest and worst possible options from these distributors. And you're forced to look and pick around at which ones are healthier and which ones look better, but you usually find that most of them all look the same, undesirable. And I've even resorted to not even buying tomatoes in store anymore because they all look gross and unappetizing. And I've always either had a garden or had availability to one. I've never wanted for my desired vegetables because I've always had access. All while growing up, I took care and helped in my grandparents' gardens and even my own. And it's not been until recently that I've had to resort to buying fruits and veggies in stores. I've started anew. I got married, moved homes, and had to start a garden of my own, which isn't that good right now for probably a various amount of reasons. However, I'm more grateful than ever for my upbringing that I've had surrounded by fresh and trusted produce. And now I know the frustration and the feeling of not getting what I paid for, something that tastes better and it is better for me. So today I'd like to persuade you to grow your very own produce by explaining to you the cost, quality, and health benefits of maintaining your own garden. So before you zone out, let me explain the monumental benefits of having your own garden, starting with the great cost differences from buying in store and picking in your own backyard. Because growing your own produce saves a lot of money. I know that you may be thinking, why have my own garden when it's so much easier to buy what you want when you want it from the store? But hopefully by the end of this, you will see that the time and effort is worth the while, and hopefully you will understand the true benefits of owning your own garden. Many households in the United States spend a lot of unnecessary spending per year for their produce needs, and the Packer.com has insight on what U.S. households spend yearly. For all U.S. households, the average spending of fresh fruits for a year is $295, and for fresh veggies, it's $259. However, there's a solution: gardening. According to Joe.org, gardens yield an average of $678, give or take $515 worth of fruits and vegetables, over and above the cost of irrigating the garden, as well as the cost of buying seeds, starts, and other materials. Although that is a promising and convincing statistic, the cost of buying supplies and seeds is still in the back of our minds. So Investopedia.com gives a great picture of a household's return when gardening. So according to them, in 2009, the average gardening household experienced a $530 return on their average $70 investment to their garden. And when events like disease or drought comes, these values double and possibly triple because of their scarcity. Now we know that Investopedia's statistic may not be completely relevant in this area in which we live, because we know that the cost of living is substantially different than where these statistics are taken from. And we know that drought comes to us many times, so we know that these costs, the reward can be greater and the cost can be lower for making our gardens. So according to RapidCityJournal.com, the most popular produce items that are grown in gardens are things like tomatoes, lettuce greens, cucumbers, squash, onions, potatoes, things of that nature. And from personal experience this past year, I know for me, when buying those seed packets, which produce more than a garden worth for a small family, it costs about $1 or so per pack. And if you'd rather buy actual individual plants for like a tomato, for example, for about 6 plants, it's roughly $4. So the cost of having your own garden, especially for a small family, is very minimum in price. In conclusion, maintaining a garden in one's own backyard is very advantageous for those of low income, but really for everyone, especially for families who have produce needs, which are many. And now that you know the cost benefits, it's important that you know another aspect of gardening, and that's your own personal control over your garden. Just about every individual feels more comfortable and at ease in the creation of something if they have control over its making. And having your own garden allows for a greater control over what enters your home and body. You're guaranteed and assured of your produce quality. When growing your own fruits and vegetables, you have to say so on what goes on your plants. You know what fertilizers you use, what soils are used, and how it's taken care of and maintained. There's no concern or worry over the possible chemicals or health deteriorations or problems within those fruits and vegetables. You also have a say over when your food is picked. Usually when you go into these produce aisles, you find that most things are close to their end date, close to being rotten. And so that's no longer a problem if you have your own garden. You can pick when you need to, and you can also can for the future, which is not really a possibility for produce in stores. Finally, your food is guaranteed to be more nutritious. These providers and distributors usually use chemicals which make them way less nutritious if you were to grow it in your own backyard. And so, although those points may be a little obvious, the health benefits involved in the world of backyard gardening is much more complex. Owning and maintaining a garden of your own allows for great health benefits, and we all know that we should desire to be healthy. And in this society today, everything's pushed. Be healthy in this way, be healthy in this way, and this is a great way to do so, is by gardening. Gardening your own produce is a healthier alternative from buying them in store for obvious reasons, like the vitamins, minerals, and fibers that we get from them, which are essential to our bodies. There's also more health benefits that we would probably have to dig deeper into to understand. It can lower blood pressure, burn a lot of calories, give you a great amount of vitamin D from the sun, which helps our immune system, and it can relieve stress by routine each day. It also can lead to a desire of a healthier lifestyle of eating this food because you worked so hard for it for so long, you want to reap what you sow. Gardening also gives rise to other less obvious health advantages, which according to learn.eartheasy.com, it can give better self-esteem, confidence, and gratification because you were creating essentially something out of nothing. There's also a chance of lowering heart problems and stroke due to the repetitive activity. Those of older age are allowed to work with hand dexterity and strength. And gardening also adds to brain health, and research has proven that it helps with depression and possibly Alzheimer's patients. Finally, gardening can give a greater sense of community, and that's possibly the most important of these health benefits. TheAtlantic.com explains that roughly 50% of all produce in the United States is thrown away. Some 60 million tons, or $160 billion worth of produce annually. So since so much produce is wasted per year, a good way to avoid taking part in such a wasteful activity would be to give extra produce to friends, family, neighbors, and possibly soup and food kitchens, which is a great way for individuals who are lacking in food and meals can be given very easily. And this allows for more relationships and friendships to form, which is always a gain, right? So although gardening may not seem as convenient as one would like, there is much more beneficial gain that comes from such an activity, and on a small scale and on a larger scale. Though through our time together, we have explored the financial, qualitative, and health benefits for maintaining your own garden. Now, hopefully, when this next planting season comes around, you will be inspired to have your own garden and grow your own fruits and vegetables. Thank you.